done an upload video talking about anything since PlayStation decided to announce the PS5 in a couple years, because I still can't believe how fucking stupid this company is. Like, it's taken time to process how fucking stupid PlayStation truly is. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, I can't believe you're saying how stupid PlayStation is. Because majority of the people who watch these videos are like, they're not stupid. They've sold 60 million units. Because that's all they see is 60 million units. And they've yet to understand that that is actually below the PS3's numbers. Seriously, go look them up. PS3 numbers are at 80 million. PS4 is sitting actually over 20 million below PS3 numbers. And I know PS4 is catching up a lot faster than PS3 sold over its, almost 10-year span, but if we put it into perspective, the PS4 was a fucking bat out of hell with the PS4's 2013 model, not Slim or Pro. Those numbers are fucking piss poor and not selling nearly as good as they should. But again, you really don't like hearing me say that, because I kind of take the good with the bad, and I give it straight. I don't have a chaser with it. I don't try to sugarcoat a fucking thing, because enough people already do that. So, think about it. And plus, everybody kind of does that kind of shit with Nintendo, which I'm wearing a 64 shirt and a 64 hat. People give that kind of news with Nintendo. They love to take them to task. They love to really pound into them, lay into them. Where I'm kind of like, hey, I'm gonna lay into, Sony and Microsoft, because everybody is really fucking just, being a fanboy, fucking sucking their dick, riding the shit out of them, man. Like, oh, they can do no wrong. So, with that being said, I feel like the need to express that they're still fucking up is highly needed. It's highly needed. How could you not think they're not fucking up? Especially after Sony announces a PlayStation 5, even though it's only a couple years down the road. Might not even be released for a couple years. If you're smart enough to follow the fucking breadcrumbs here, then a couple years. They didn't say few, they said couple. Few couldn't tell 4, 5, 6. Couple. 9 out of 10 times, couple means 2. Unfortunately for Sony, and unfortunately for us, the people who were stupid enough to go out and buy a fucking PS4, there is more than a couple years of lifespan in the PS4. Developers have still yet to fucking even tap into the life that is the PS4. Developers have yet to even fucking see the full potential of this fucking thing. The light bar in the PS4 is still the most underutilized feature of the PS4. I'll give you a minute to name 5 games that actually use that fucking light bar. Go. Exactly, you can't fucking do it. Sure, you use it for a minute in Killzone, and you use it in infamous Second Son, but what else? Exactly. There's not really a whole lot that comes to mind, is there? No. Developers have kind of just... and the battery on that controller is piss poor due to it. And you could say, oh, you're nitpicking at that. Yeah, because Sony kind of fucked themselves with it. The Xbox One's lifespan on the battery of their own product controller is better. About the only thing better with the Xbox to, tell the truth is the controller, but that's a whole other subject. But still, the PS4's lifespan has got a whole lot more than a couple fucking years. A whole lot more. The PS4 Pro has a whole lot more fucking life in it. Sorry, it does. It's got a whole lot more life in it than 2 fucking years. A couple of years. Got a whole lot more life in it than that. The announcement couldn't have been worse. Okay, I know, I've seen the videos. We were wanting a PS5 announcement. When I see those, when I see the PS5 should have been announced at E3, I started thinking, you really want this company to go under. That's what I think. You really want PlayStation gone. You want them out of the picture. Because nobody says, no, I want PlayStation to break off of Sony and become their own thing and become like Nintendo 2.0. Nobody says that. Nobody says they want PlayStation to be like Nintendo, their own gaming company. Nobody says that. I've said that. I've seen a bunch of videos. Nobody has said that. They just say they want the next PlayStation. So, the only logical conclusion here is they want Sony to go under. If Sony goes under, PlayStation's gone. It's just gone. Because it's a division of Sony. And Sony will have to have sold off to the PlayStation name to another company. And another company will decide whether or not to keep PlayStation going. And at this time, PlayStation will probably not be worth holding on to. You get what I'm saying? Pardon me. And that's the part that a lot of people are not fucking thinking about. That's why I'm like, PlayStation 5 does not need to be talked about. Does not need to be doesn't need to be spoken about. Doesn't need to be fucking brought up. Just fucking let the PS4 keep going. Let it keep fucking making money. Let them keep fucking, making games for it. Let them worry about fucking VR because they haven't done shit with that. Let them do something with VR because they need to make as much money off of that shit as they spent making it, because that's where a lot of the profit from the 4 went, is into that failure known as the VR headset. Where are the actual fucking games? We were promised 80 fucking games, and all we're getting is 80 glorified tech demos. Sure, we have Resident Evil 7, which was a fucking financial failure on Capcom's end when you look at the numbers, not the game itself. I hate it when people are like, it's not a failure, it's a great fucking game. I'm not talking about the game itself. Capcom has gone on record as saying 7 did not meet the financial return they were hoping for. Neither did Dead Rising 4, but still, to them, it undersold. 6 actually met its numbers, so it's a financial failure to the company. But again, see the point here that I'm making? When you want to talk numbers, but you only want to talk that one number that looks good to you, you have a problem. And when you want to talk numbers overall, we can talk numbers overall, okay? The PS4, as it sits right now, is sold like 60 plus million. Good, 60 plus million. PS4, 60 plus million. PS3, 80 plus million. PS4, PS3, it's still undersold the PS3 no matter how you look at it. No matter how you look at it. Well, it sold 60 million in a quicker time period. Doesn't fucking matter. It's still undersold. It's still undersold the PS3. So it still hasn't outsold the PS3, which means it hasn't been able to make up all lost profits. Doesn't matter how you try to twist it. Doesn't matter. Because the PS4 has not made up enough money to make up The $300 loss on each individual fucking model of PS3 sold to each one fucking customer. We're talking numbers here. So, in what world that you're living in do you think that PlayStation should release a PS5 knowing that? See what I'm saying? PS5? Don't talk about it. It's not a thing. It shouldn't exist. It should not even be talked about. Should not be brought up at any table. Don't talk about it. For that reason alone. The numbers. Don't talk about it. And here's another thing. Just for fuck's sakes. For shits and giggles, if you will. Let's say you want PS4 to magically try. Just try, okay? Just try. PlayStation has said that the PS4, or I don't even know if PlayStation said this. A lot of people have said they think the PS4 could actually possibly do PlayStation 2 numbers. With the announcement of the 5, how? How? With the announcement of 5, how do you think PS4 is ever going to reach PS2 numbers? How? With the announcement of 5, how do you even think the 4 is going to reach 100 million? Exactly how do you see that happening with the announcement of 5? Don't mention 5 anymore if you want to see the PS4 reach 100, because it's going to stunt the growth of sales. It just will. A lot of people are like, I'm not going to buy a PS4 now because 5. A lot. So again, if you want to keep the momentum moving, don't talk about it. Just don't. See what I'm saying? It'll kill any momentum, not just the hardware, but the software as well. God of War 4, which is actually just God of War. Detroit Becoming Human, Days Gone, all those games that people are really hyped for. What hype? PS5. I've said that before. What hype? Because new hardware. What are you excited for the software for if you got new hardware? What are you excited for? So, again, if I'm talking numbers, which I can do all day, again, your PS4 is here, your PS3 is here. It's slightly, just a little, but it's still, it's a fucking failure. If they come out with a PS5 in a couple of years, or even a few years, if they don't reach, I'm gonna say 120. Okay, say it. Fuck it. 20 million or 40 million over what the PS3 did. If they don't sell between 20 and 40 million over the PS3, there was no point. There was no fucking point. What was the point? What was the fucking point? To try to make some of that money up? Because every other way they went, they still fucking lost. They need to try to sell it between 20 to 40 million more, which means they desperately need to reach over 100 million in just fucking PS4 sales alone. Obviously, PlayStation Now is a failure. Obviously, because they never talked numbers on that. Obviously, PSVR numbers as of right now are a failure because it's still sitting below 2% of PS4 owners own that piece of shit. And PS Vita is a flop. So, everything else they've done has failed. They need the PS4 alone. The system itself has got to reach over 100 million, if at possible close to 130 million units. And they need to not ever mention the PS5 again until it's actually going to happen. If they bring it up at the PlayStation experience, it's going to be the worst thing they could do. Trust me, worst thing they can do. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, we're real big Sony fans. Yay, Sony. It can be the worst fucking decision they've ever made. Because they won't be around. They won't be able to launch the fucking thing. Because PS3, financial disaster. PS4, financially and commercially, a failure. You don't have two failures back to back. One financial, the second one not only a financial, but a commercial one as well. And you can say that's not true. Yes, it is. Where was the profit made on the PS4 if it undersold your financial failure? Where was the financial success in this? Oh, but it sold 60 million in under 10 years, and well, it didn't outsell the financial failure. And the profit on it wasn't $300 plus for every fucking machine sold. So where exactly is the financial gain when you launch a PSVR and it's sitting in less than 2% of current fucking PS4 owners' houses? Where is the financial gain here? Exactly. There's none to be had. So, again, it will be a financial and a commercial failure. And that is 2 generations that Sony will have seen failures, even though they have been sitting right now in the #1 spot. So let them sit in #1. Let them be comfortable in first place. But in overall, they will be in last place.